All right, good morning, Facebook. I'm News 5's Blake Brown here at exit 54. This is a Shell gas station here, right off of exit 54 to the north of the interstate. This is where ALEA, the Alabama law enforcement agency, along with Poarch Police, are here working an investigation this morning. You can see a heavy police presence here, a lot of unmarked vehicles, and again, not letting anyone actually onto the property here. Where this Shell station is. You can see a lot of yellow caution tape, a lot of crime scene tape around the pump area and kind of around the front door area here. And also some evidence markers I can see in the distance outside, some of those yellow markers that you can see outside of a vehicle here. It's still unclear. We've heard reports that this was a shooting here this morning. Again, we are still working to confirm information with the authorities right now who are working this investigation as to what exactly happened here this morning. But again, we can tell you that this gas station is closed. This is exit 54, just to the north of Interstate 65. This is the Poarch community. This is in the Atmore area. So again, Poarch Police are working this investigation along with the Alabama law enforcement agency, ALEA, this morning. Again, not a whole lot of details being confirmed at this point. We don't want to speculate what happened here. We have received some information, but again, we are waiting to get that information confirmed from the proper authorities this morning before we do release that out to you. But again, you can see a lot of vehicles here, a lot of unmarked vehicles. Again, this is in the Poarch community, so you're seeing the Poarch Tribal Police out here, again with the law enforcement agency, ALEA, out here as well. Crime scene tape really covering the large portion there in front of the Shell station. It encompasses a lot of those pumps, so again, the gas station itself is closed right now. As they continue their investigation. I am seeing some markers on the floor, some of those yellow crime scene markers that you would see as an investigation goes on something like this, if it was a shooting, something like that. But again, we are not speculating this morning. We're waiting to get some of that information confirmed right now through the proper channels, so bear with us as we work to get that information for you this morning. Again, if you're just watching, I'm News 5's Blake Brown. We are here in the Poarch community just north of Interstate 65 in Escambia County, Alabama. This is in the Atmore area. Again, for a large investigation happening here at the Shell station, where it appears there was some incident here this morning, possibly a shooting. Again, we are still waiting to get details and information of that sort confirmed through the proper channels here this morning. But again, ALEA, the Alabama law enforcement agency, along with Poarch Police, are out here right now working this investigation. And again, you can see the crime scene tape there in the distance surrounding the front part of the store and around those pumps here where evidently something happened earlier this morning. It appears there's looks to be maybe a Ford, a grayish color Ford truck that's inside of that taped area. Again, that is where some of those markers are, some of those crime scene evidence markers that they place on the pavement on the ground there. So you can see some of those in the distance there, kind of around that truck. Again, we are still working to get information as to exactly what happened. I know there's a lot of questions and a lot of rumors circulating, but again, we want to make sure we get that information confirmed, and once we do, we will pass that on to you. Again, a lot of people are coming off the interstate wanting to stop here, of course. This is a large gas station. This is a large stop for a lot of people this morning. Again, this Shell station is closed at exit 54. This is just to the north of 65 here in Escambia County, Alabama. They are allowing the 18-wheelers, the large trucks, the tractor trailers, to go around back to that area. So that portion, it appears, is still somewhat functional this morning here. But again, the police presence is surrounding the front part of this Shell station this morning. Again, as I've been saying, you can see that yellow tape there in the distance, and there's a truck off to the left of your screen right there, parked, kind of backed into one of those parking spaces in front of the Shell station here. And it appears that is possibly part of this investigation. Again, we're seeing some of those yellow crime scene markers, those evidence markers placed around in the parking lot area and kind of around that truck. So would have to assume that that truck is part of this investigation here this morning. Again, we are working to get more information confirmed for you. I know there are a lot of questions that have been left unanswered this morning, but again, we are working to get that information confirmed, and once we do have that information confirmed, we will, of course, pass that on to you here on Facebook and on WKRG.com as well. All right, again, if you're just watching this Facebook Live, I'm News 5's Blake Brown. Again, I hate to repeat myself, but I know we've got some new viewers who are joining the conversation here, so I wanted to go ahead and update everyone on what is taking place, or at least what we know is taking place here right now in the Atmore area. This is the Poarch community, so this is exit 54, just to the north of Interstate 65, where there's a large investigation happening here at this Shell station involving the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency and the Poarch Police this morning. Those are the tribal police here. Understanding, again, I don't want to speculate, but understanding from some reliable sources that this was a shooting here this morning. We are still waiting to get that information fully confirmed through the proper channels this morning. But again, it does appear that there would have been a shooting here this morning, or some shooting that took place that may have ended here. You're seeing that yellow tape there kind of surrounding the front parking lot here in front of this Shell station and around some of those pumps. And it does appear that one of the there is a vehicle there with that gray truck in the distance, maybe a Ford truck, kind of backed in, as you can see there on your screen in front of the building. And there are some yellow crime scene tape. Markers, the evidence markers there on the floor, on the ground, that we are seeing around that vehicle. So we would have to assume that that vehicle is part of the investigation this morning. Again, we are waiting to get more information, more details confirmed from authorities this morning, but again, we are understanding that this was some sort of shooting, whether that took place elsewhere and ended here, or whether that shooting took place here at this Shell station just north of 65. Again, we are still waiting to get that information confirmed this morning. I'm going to go through some of the comments real quick. I know we probably have a lot of questions, and Again, I'm not sure exactly what questions you all have. Again, information right now is being pretty tight-lipped, so we're working to get some more information confirmed. But this is exit 54, so as you were heading from, let's say, Mobile, the Bay Minette area, as you're heading east on Interstate 65, north on 65, rather, you would be passing this exit, and then you're coming up on the Wind Creek exit not too far down the interstate. So this is just to the west of the Wind Creek exit. Again, I've seen some of the authorities going into the building through a back door right now. We are still seeing the evidence markers there on the pavement, and some of the officials there taking photos and kind of working around that truck that's been backed in to a parking space there in front of this Shell station. Understanding that this would have possibly been a shooting this morning, whether that happened elsewhere and ended here at the Shell station, or whether that shooting took place here at the Shell station. We are still waiting to get that information confirmed this morning through the proper channels, but some reliable sources letting us know that this was a shooting that occurred here in Escambia County, Alabama this morning. I'm News 5's Blake Brown. I'm going to go ahead and hop off of this Facebook Live and work to get you guys some more information. We will, of course, pass that on to you here on Facebook as well as on WKRG.com, and we will have the very latest and hopefully some new information for you coming up today on WKRG News 5 at noon.